Hey everyone, this is the first video, a part of my series of reviewing Paladin legendaries in Legion. Just to give you some background, I currently main a Holy Paladin, and I've been playing a Paladin since the launch of Vanilla 12 years ago. The only other class that I've really dabbled with is Priest, but there's something about a Paladin that I just love. And truth be told, this is the first expansion where I've honestly mained as Holy. In the past, I've always either been Prot or Ret. I haven't ever really played as Holy. When Legion came out, I leveled up as Ret and intended to do endgame content as either Ret or Prot. I kinda fell into healing early on when my guild raid group needed a healer. I offered to give it a try, and seeing how fun it was and how well I did, I stuck to it. Anyway, the purpose of this video series is to highlight Paladin legendaries, review them, and explain their uses. I'm going to start off by reviewing legendaries that I already have because I've had the most experience using them. Also, I realize that legendaries are completely random, so it's not like you could just farm a boss to get the ones that you want. One workaround to that, which I can recommend, is getting on the PTR. I believe you have to request access to the PTR through your battle.net account, but once you get it all set up, there's a vendor stationed in the main towns called Legendary Flascatar. I made a video on him which you could check out, but in a nutshell, you could basically buy any legendary you want for gold and test it out. Anyway, let's get started. Obsidian Stone Spaulders is the fourth and latest legendary I've gotten on my Paladin. In almost the 6 months that Legion has been out, since I don't have any alts, I think getting 4 legendaries in that time isn't too bad at all. My Spaulders dropped off Heroic Croesus in the Nighthold, but again, totally random. When I first got them, I was really excited because I remember reading up on what are said to be the top Holy Paladin legendaries, and in line with Icy Veins' opinion, they are ranked at the top, holding the number 1 spot. The only contender item that could hold the number 1 spot is the ring, Il Terendi, Crown Jewel of Silvermoon, which I also have and will probably be the next legendary that I review. As the name suggests, Obsidian Stone Spaulders is a plate shoulder. As of the upcoming patch 7.2, their bonus stats are crit and haste, and when equipped, 30% of any healing done to you heals all allies affected by your beacons, divided evenly. I personally love equipment with equip bonuses or passive effects. It could be because I'm lazy, I don't know, but it's just one less thing for me to actively worry about. They're dark in color, staying true to their obsidian stone name, with large jagged edges that are pretty big in size. That being said, using these shoulders efficiently will most likely affect which beacons you use. So let's go over the equip bonus in more detail. 30% of any healing done to you heals all allies affected by your beacons, divided evenly. Let's break this into 2 parts. The first part is 30% of any healing done to you. This means that 30% of any healing that you receive is split between your beacons or beacon. The source of this healing can be your own heals or heals from other players. So, in theory, if your ally heals you for 100,000, your single beacon target will be healed for 30,000. If you are healed for 500,000, your single beacon will be healed for 150,000. Which brings us to the second part. This 30% is split up to heal all allies affected by your beacons. Let's go through each beacon talent to further explain. If you have the Beacon of Faith talent, you've got 2 beacon targets. Therefore, the 30% healing will be split in half, and each of your 2 beacon targets will receive 15% of the healing each. So, again, if you are healed for 100,000, your 2 beacon targets will each be healed for 15,000. If you are healed for 500,000, each of your beacon targets will be healed for 75,000. As explained beforehand, if you have the Beacon of the Lightbringer talent, you'll only have 1 beacon target, and therefore your target will receive the full 30% amount. Alternatively, if you use Beacon of Virtue, you target an ally and 3 other injured allies also receive its effect. In short, Beacon of Virtue is essentially your beacon split 4 ways. When using Obsidian Stone Pauldrons, this would in theory be the least effective talent to use. If you are healed for 100,000, your 4 beacons will have the 30% of healing split 4 ways, and therefore will each receive 7,500 in heals. If you are healed for 500,000, your 4 targets will each receive 37,500 healing each. And keep in mind that these heals are only distributed if you yourself are healed. So if you are not being healed or not in need of any heals, the Stone Pauldrons won't be put into any use. Other variables that I've noticed is your healing aura. Since your aura is constantly ticking, if you have Obsidian Stone Pauldrons equipped, your beacon target or targets will constantly be receiving an additional stream of healing. This isn't a very large amount, but another thing to take note of. For example, if my aura ticks for 5,000 healing per second, my beacon target will also receive 1,500 in healing per second. The only other question I had was whether or not this applied to healing pots or health stones. So if I'm missing health and then use a healing pot or a health stone, will the shoulders proc? I did a little experiment in Dalaran with the help of the life-stealing skill Blood of the Martyr, got my health down fairly low and then drank a healing pot. Based on my combat log, it works. As you can see, the healing potion healed me, and then the Obsidian Stone Pauldrons also healed for that certain amount. Martyr is not a skill that I use often just because it subtracts my own health, but in newly acquiring Obsidian Stone Spaulders, I'm curious to try to implement using Martyr more. If I'm losing more health, in theory I will be healed more by either myself or other players, and therefore this will add to the healing effect from my shoulders. Same goes with Blessing of Sacrifice. You're essentially putting the blessing on somebody to help mitigate some of the damage that they're taking, so as a result you'll be taking damage, and for the result you will possibly be receiving more healing, hence having an additional effect from Obsidian Stone Spaulders. This concludes my review of Obsidian Stone Spaulders. As I've said, I've just recently gotten them, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time testing them in-game and in raids. But I'd love to know, have you tried these shoulders out? Do you think they really are the best current legendary for paladins? Which beacon do you prefer to use them with? Any other cool skill combos worth mentioning? Let me know. Thanks again for watching this video, and stay tuned for more legendary reviews. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.